Hello everyone, welcome to the Intern Roundtable. My name is Zach Westhaver, and today we are interviewing Miss Susan Mullen for the Drama Club, and we're going to be talking about the upcoming production of The Curse of the Bard. Now, Miss Mullen,
Yes.
The Curse of the Bard,
Yes.
is that referring to Shakespeare?
It is referring to Shakespeare. So this play is set in a high school, but it is about a high school trying to put on their first production since their school has been cursed because they did a production 20 years ago of Hamlet that did not go well. And so every time not of Hamlet, of Macbeth. And every time they say Macbeth, they feel that the show is getting more and more cursed, but this time they're trying to put on Romeo and Juliet, but things just don't seem to be going right because of the curse of their theater in general.
Mm-hmm. Yes. It sounds like a very interesting plot.
Yes, definitely very silly hijinks. A lot of things that should be happening don't really go the best. Like, for example, their costumer she can't hear very well, so she thinks that instead of the play being Romeo and Juliet, she thinks that they said rodeo and lariat, and they find out the day before that all of their costumes are cowboy costumes, so they need to reset the entire play to take place in Texas and give everyone really bad Southern accents. So it should be fun.
Yes. So, without giving away too much, what can audiences expect from this production?
Hopefully a lot of laughs. One thing we really liked about picking this show is that it is set in a high school. So for the most part, most of the characters get to play high school students, which they, of course, obviously are. So like they don't really have to kind of like reach too much on choosing like their character, with the exception of a couple people that play like adults or teachers in the building. But we kind of like that it's like natural, and getting to see kids kind of just showcase like their talents and get to be regular kids. But definitely some things go wrong with the sets. We already been working with our lighting designer to kind of make some crazy strobe lights when things are going wrong, or every time they say Macbeth, to get some crazy lighting in there, to just kind of get the feel that things are still in production for this production. So we've bought a lot of caution tape, things like that. So that shouldn't scare people, but it'll be fun and kind of zany, and we'll see how it goes.
Yes. So how have the students responded to the script and the characters?
Kids seem to really like this play. That's kind of like one like telltale sign of like if we chose the right show or not, if they actually get the jokes, the students do, and they seem to laugh during rehearsals, sometimes a little bit too much. And so it's nice, like, as an audience member to go and see kids, like, having fun and, like, doing something that they love and having fun while doing it. So that they definitely have reacted well to the script. It's a show that I don't think any of them had ever heard of. Obviously, they've heard of Romeo and Juliet and like Macbeth, but never really heard of like this kind of like outtake of it. It's very like meta, like it's a play within a play. So I think that was a little confusing at first, but now we're kind of like into full swing. So I think they've got it pretty solid at this point.
So, are there any standout performances or moments in rehearsals that have really impressed you?
We have a lot of new people in the drama program this year, which is amazing. So a lot of people had maybe done like middle school drama a couple years ago, kind of like post-COVID, where the middle school drama had switched to not doing like actual plays. Instead, they were like medleys of songs together. So a lot of those people have kind of come back and found their love of theater again, which is great. And we have a lot of people that have actually never been on stage before. Like, for example, like Max Wilkinson, he's a senior. He's never been on stage before, but he seems to love it. It's a good group that he's blended with. But also like Ozzy Azorzi has never been in our program before, and she gets to like play a really weird character. She gets to play like the stage mom, and she has like a great like Karen short wig that she loves. So it's fun getting to see them like outside of the classroom, because a lot of students are so new to our program. But then we also have kids that have been in our program for 3 years, 4 years, depending on their graduating year. So like Greg Fish, Jake Martins, Dakota Burke, Vanjie McCleary, they all get to kind of play like bigger characters. And they're doing a great job. Vanjie gets to play a very old lady. She's the one that can't hear very well. She's been practicing with a walker. So it's definitely not what she's normally used to. We have to keep telling her to stop standing up so straight because she's supposed to be old. But she's going to be great. And I think they like the opportunity to kind of play weirder characters like that.
So how do you help your students balance the fun of performance with the discipline it takes to put on a polished show?
It's definitely very hard. Sometimes, like especially where our script is so funny, they like break and they want to laugh along with the script, or they just like kind of get silly. Like sometimes it's like hard like being serious in a scene when you know that the scene is silly itself. But we definitely take a lot of breaks, kind of like regather ourselves. We try to do like a warm-up of some sort just to get us like in the right like energy and space kind of before every rehearsal. But I think that knowing that there's an audience that's going to be coming and watching our show is like a big motivator for them to kind of regain that focus and put on the best performance possible.
Yeah, definitely sounds like it's going to be good.
Hopefully. That's the goal.
Yeah. So moving on to like behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little about the production team? Who's helping with the sets, lighting, costumes, all the behind the scenes work that helps make the show possible? Definitely.
So Miss Mahana, who teaches biology at the high school, is our costumer. And this year, Lainey Hogan, who is a senior, is doing an internship as like her directed study with Miss Mahana, where she has been actually kind of taking full force of the costuming. So Lainey has been like reading the script from day one all the way in September, and like making an outline for every single character, and kind of like a costume plot for all of them, which has been great. And then we also have Elise Libby, who is junior this year, and she's our stage manager. So she is going to be like calling the show and giving cues and things like that. And then on top of that, we also have Jess Moody, who is someone we hire to do our lighting design. But then like Sadie Hernandez will be like actually running our light board, because we like to get as many students in there as possible to kind of get to like run the ship. We've been having people build and paint the past couple weeks. So Mr. Henry Beckfold does all of our building of our set, and he always does a lovely job. And then Mrs. Campbell, who was Miss Woodrow, but she just got married, so Mrs. Campbell is doing our painting, and she's been having a crew of kids for the last couple weeks actually, painting almost every day after school. And then obviously Mr. Leonelli is my co-advisor for the drama club, but he's also the producer of the show, so he's been doing all the background work of like getting the programs out and the posters and making sure ticket sales are all going to be perfect. So it's definitely a lot of people. Takes a big village for sure to be able to put on a production. Luckily I just get to do like the fun stuff at rehearsal, and not all the behind the scenes things, but I'm probably forgetting like a million other people. But yeah, definitely has been a lot to put together. But I kind of think that's what makes it worth it for sure. I think those people enjoy getting to like have another part of their job instead of just teaching all day, and getting to kind of have fun as well.
Yes, but it all sounds like a big challenge. What do you think the biggest challenge is of this, putting this play on and bringing it to life?
Probably the biggest challenge would be, well, two things. One, I think budget is always a big challenge. We, as a drama department, do not have a large budget, and that was kind of one of the reasons we had chosen this show, because since it does take place in a school, it makes it easy to get things like a backpack and a notebook and like all of those props that you need. And we don't have to have extravagant costumes. But obviously, like if we had a bigger budget, it would be amazing. Always. More money means more production value. And then I would say the other like challenge would just be like finding which students are right for which part, but also like being able to get students to commit to the play and be at rehearsals. I think that's like the hardest thing because as a high school student, typically they also play like 3 sports and they have a job and they also have schoolwork because they are a student first. So just like trying to like time management, I think is like a big key part of it, and making sure everyone can kind of be in the same place at once has probably been the most challenging, but so far it's only like little hiccups here and there, but the play is very soon, so at this point it's kind of like everybody all hands on deck, so hopefully they'll all be there.
Yes. So, do you have any favorite stage moments or effects that the audience should look out for?
I haven't really got to see the full lighting design yet, so I'm not sure about that. But I think the final scene where they actually get to like perform parts of the play is probably one of my favorite, because it's fun to like see how it all kind of comes together or doesn't come together for lack of thereof. But I think it's like interesting that they get to like play a character within the play that they're already playing a character in. So that's probably like my favorite scene. I also enjoy a lot of the other parts of the play too, but definitely the end when it comes together and they all have to do their Southern accents is probably my favorite part.
Yes, the Southern accents.
Well, yeah, we're not so great at it yet, but it's okay. It's supposed to be bad, so we're working on it.
Yeah. So, how does this production fit into the overall theater program at Abington High?
So typically for the fall play, we, in the past, we've done like a smaller show, a smaller budget show, I should say, because usually our spring musical is like when everyone can kind of get involved, and it's a bigger production value. I think that this show kind of like fits in very well. Sometimes the fall play we've chosen in the past is like very serious, whereas this is like more similar to kind of like the play that goes wrong. But it's like set in a high school this time versus like them being like adult professional actors in the play that goes wrong. But we kind of felt that like shows like Radium Girls or Lockdown were like more like somber and serious topics, and we kind of wanted to do something like light and fun. Last year we did Clue, obviously, which was super fun, but also like is kind of dark, because obviously people die. You yourself died twice, I think.
Yes, I remember.
So it definitely takes like
3 times.
Technically 3, yeah. I was gonna say this one takes a little different tone. No one dies in the show. There's definitely some injuries, but no one dies. But I think that we still wanted to do something like light and fun, kind of in the like spirit of Clue, because usually our musical is more like production focused, and like it's a bigger thing. Everyone comes to the musical. The fall show we only do 2 nights, so we wanted like a lower production value for sure.
Yes. So what do you hope that the students and the audience take away from this experience?
I hope that it's fun. I hope that they have fun. I think the kids that are in it definitely have a lot of fun when performing it. So I hope that the audience can kind of like feel that energy and capture that joy. But it definitely is like a very inside look to like what high school theater actually is like. Like even just like the auditions, like no one really knowing what's going on and being like, wait, now I have to do a dance audition. What's this dance? And then they can't do it well. Kind of like things being thrown at them. That's very like similar to kind of how drama in high school is. It's all just like one day you think you're doing this for rehearsal and then the next day you come in and it's completely different. So definitely like being able to like roll with the punches, I think is like a cool way for the audience to get to kind of see into that world that we all get to live all the time.
Yes. So for community members who may not have attended before,
Yeah.
why should they come out to see the show?
I mean, I love the Abington drama program. I was an Abington student myself and in the drama program. I think it's always important to support the arts. But I think that these kids have worked so hard, and they've definitely shown that they can kind of handle whatever is thrown at them. So I would suggest everyone come see it. I think it's going to be a good time, and hopefully they will make them laugh, and they get to kind of experience what it's like when things don't go perfect, which I think sometimes our shows, we clean them until the very end, and we want it to all be perfect, and this one we on purpose want it to not be perfect. So
Yes, it sounds like it's going to be very entertaining.
yes, hopefully.
So looking ahead, what's next for the drama program after The Curse of the Bard?
Well, so if you go to Abington High School, or if you follow us on the drama account, you've seen that we've been ripping down the musicals. So we put up a poster of 30 musicals over by the chorus room, and every day I've been going and ripping one down, sometimes two down. I can't reveal the show just yet, I'm sorry, but we are hoping to reveal what the musical will be right before opening night. So that way, at opening night, there will be a big poster that instead of right now it says coming soon to AHS and there's all these choices. Instead, it'll just say coming soon to AHS and be the final choice, what we're choosing. But our musical will be in March, the same weekend that it always is. It's like the 13th, 14th, something around there, right before St. Patrick's Day. And that will be Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But we are very excited about the musical. Can't tell you what it is just yet, but we're excited, and we hope that there's a part for everyone, and that we get a big ensemble. But it's definitely something that we've never tried before, and so we kind of want to see how that plays out.
All right. Well, we have talked about many things when it comes to theater. We talked about the play itself. We talked about behind the scenes. We talked about the entire theater program itself.
Yes.
So, I think the question that our audience is asking right now is, how can they buy tickets to the show?
So you can, for the fall play, we do cash only at the door. Tickets, I believe this year are going to be $15. I think it's $12 for students and $15 for adults. But the doors open at 6 o'clock. The show itself is at 7. So usually we kind of do a grace period. We'll have concessions being sold and things like that. But you can buy tickets right at the door for cash only. And then in some years we've had a Venmo option. I'm not really sure if that will be the case, but I would suggest bring cash just in case. But the play is November 20th and 21st, which is the Thursday, Friday, I think, if I have my dates right. And yeah, looking forward to seeing everyone there.
All right. Sure. I'm looking forward to seeing the show as well.
Okay, good.
And that is going to be about it for the Intern Roundtable today. So I have been Zach Westhaver, and this has been Miss Susan Mullen, and we will see you all in the next one.